Appointed. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what the president of the New York City Firefighters Association says about the government's plea deal at Guantanamo with 3 of the 5 9/11 terror suspects to let them avoid the death penalty. Many victims' families also object.
Whether they live or die, I don't really give a crap, right? Like, that's for God to judge.
But Brett Eagleson, whose father was killed in the 2001 attacks, also tells Fox.
Plea deals, as far as I'm concerned, are a way for the United States government to subvert the truth. We need a trial. And if they know anything about what Saudi Arabia did, we need to hear it from them.
One of the 3 in the plea deal is the 9/11 mastermind, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. Israel says it's killed the mastermind of the October 7th terror attacks. Confirming this morning an airstrike July 13th killed Mohammed Deif, the commander of Hamas's military wing in Gaza. As Reuters reports, Iran's meeting with proxy militant group leaders plotting revenge for yesterday's missile strike in Iran that killed Hamas's political leader.
A mournful call and response on the streets of Tehran. Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh's body is taken through Iran's capital ahead of a public funeral. Palestinian flags were waved among the crowd as Iran's supreme leader prayed over Haniyeh's body.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Former President Trump will be interviewed today by the FBI as it continues to investigate the assassination attempt after the former president's contentious interview at a black journalists convention.
I've done so much for the black population of this country.
Then the former president got controversial when asked about his opponent, Vice President Harris, and he claimed she had for years touted her Indian heritage.
I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black. And
the vice president reacted in Houston.
It was the same old show. The divisiveness and the disrespect.
America's listening to Fox News.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Donald Trump Jr. here. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back, but you can stop your losses by diversifying into a gold IRA from my friends at Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word SHELTER to 989898. That's SHELTER to the number 989898 to get your free info kit from Birch Gold now.
Message and data rates may apply.
Democrats will start voting today in a virtual roll call in the process to make Vice President Harris their 2024 presidential nominee while she remains in Houston. And later today will eulogize late Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee at her funeral today.
Her remarks will culminate what has been a nearly week-long remembrance of Congresswoman Jackson Lee that began with her lying in state Monday at Houston City Hall. Jackson Lee was first elected to Congress in 1994. She was in her 15th term in the U.S. House when she died during treatment for pancreatic cancer on July 19th. A release from the late Congresswoman's office said the invitation-only service will be attended by domestic and international officials. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
NASA is still trying to solve a problem in space where a Boeing Starliner capsule is still stuck at the International Space Station.
On Tuesday, teams at Mission Control Center in Houston and at Boeing's Mission Control Center at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida ran through undocking simulations and checklists in preparations to bring Commander Butch Wilmore and pilot Suni Williams back to Earth aboard the Starliner capsule. The two were only supposed to be aboard the space station for about a week, but close to 2 months later, they're still in space, as Starliner's propulsion system is leaking helium, and several thrusters malfunction when the capsule docked with the ISS. A hot fire thruster test was also conducted last weekend. A possible return date has not yet been selected. This was the Starliner's initial trip to the space station. Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising after the Fed had suggested an interest rate cut may be coming next month. At the Olympics, Simone Biles will go for her 9th career medal, adding to her record total for U.S. gymnasts the day after Katie Ledecky won her 8th career Olympic gold in swimming, tying a record for most golds ever for an American woman. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois updating child labor regulations in the state. The governor signed the child labor law, which repeals the existing statute, replacing it with a modern framework. The measure sets standards for working conditions for children ages 15 and younger, including limiting hours of work and updating the list of jobs that minors can't hold. A man accused of threatening a woman with a gun in Urbana. Police say officers called out July 24th to the 800 block of Oakland Avenue for domestic disturbance. Victim reporting she was threatened by an offender with a weapon. Officers arresting the man on charges of unlawful use of a weapon by a felon and aggravated assault. An Eastern Illinois University alumna is celebrating after winning a historic Olympic medal. Class of 2012 graduate Lauren Doyle is a co-captain of the U.S. women's rugby team, which won the bronze against Australia at the Paris Olympics. It marks the team's first ever Olympic medal. Doyle grew up in Macon playing sports before joining the women's rugby team at EIU. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, hey, thanks, Jim. We're kind of a rainstorm, thunderstorm thingy going on right now. I don't ever remember really starting a show when it's thundering.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally. We had one time, many, many years ago, Soye, the lightning struck right when we were talking. And there was
you and I?
No. This is in the era when you were on with us, back 20 years ago.
Okay,
so
okay.
Anyway, so you weren't on at that moment.
Now I know. Okay.
Lightning struck, and we had what's called cart machines.
Yes.
We had a cart machine in the studio that started smoking.
Oh, wow.
It was actually smoking. And that's it's kind of where, just not very often you got rain. It's calmed in the last minute or so. All right, 7:07 weather brought to you by Carl.
Carl reminds you the back to school and sports physicals are something you can line up now and find a location near you. Visit carl.org.
That's Diane Ducey.
Morning.
I'm Stevie Jay. This is meteorologist Greg Solier, starting with thunderstorms this morning, sir. What are you looking at today?
Well, not an all-day, long while affair around here, and certainly paling in comparison to some of the storms that clocked some of the area at this time yesterday morning as well. And these are moving along pretty quickly. Not a lot back behind it. Matter of fact, the back edge of the rain right now running north and east of, let's say, Lake Shelbyville, a little north of there, over towards Charleston, Mattoon. Still some storms on the south end as you get down towards and around the Marshall area. And let's see, downstream. Let's see, 1 3/4 inches on the rainfall the past 24 hours, including this particular system outside of Taylorville and sections of Shelby County. So, a fair amount of rain across the area. And again, the more steadiest is up towards Mahomet, Thomasboro, Fisher. The strongest storm that we just experienced is just making its way slightly east and northeast, maybe Sidney, Homer, down to Allerton and Longview, and a little light rain back towards Sedora, again back into the northern part of Shelby County. Let's see, 71 now at Willett and Savoy. That air is pretty thick, by the way. Dew points are in the upper 60s and low 70s, just like temperatures. They are at 73 at Danville, 71 at Rantoul. This too shall pass with a partly sunny midday, early afternoon, and then a couple of storms will pop over parts of the area mid to late afternoon. 87 the high, at least. We're not in the 90s, and the excessive heat warnings are southwest towards St. Louis and south from there. It'll feel like 110 or better this afternoon there. Here, warm and humid, a couple of showers and thunderstorms for tonight, early and again after midnight, down to 70. Tomorrow, not quite as warm. More clouds, the sun, a couple of showers and thunderstorms morning and back in for the afternoon. Highs up around 81. Then finally the sun back in. The humidity eases down a notch or two Saturday. 88. A little less humidity. 87 on Sunday. 88 Monday. Cool front on Tuesday. We're close to 90, but then cooler, drier air, more comfortable readings the second half of next week with highs in the lower 80s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest Stephen Rabb. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Well, we're great. We're happy to have you on the show. A Nation in Crisis. We've talked before. Wow,
I think we did.
That is an accurate title for what the heck's going on in my country, Stephen.
We're talking again because the nation is still in crisis, and it may be even worse. I think we're seeing is just, especially regarding when I watched the testimony that's playing out here of the Secret Service and this interim director there. What I see playing out there is just a complete lack of taking responsibility and ownership for a dramatic failure of leadership, a dramatic failure, systemic failure across the entire mission creep, and yet a lack of accountability and responsibility being taken by these leaders. And it's sad to see. It's part of why we're in crisis. is that we do no longer take responsibility for our actions.
Well, and the new video from one of the victims at the shooting shows the shooter running across the roof. You could see him running across the roof. Unbelievable.
Yep. It is absolutely unbelievable, and which is why it shows that this was just the very last step of a failure. This was not. They're looking very technically, and they're looking at the actions and timelines, and they have to do that. But when you look at what the real story of this is going to be, it's going to be a much deeper story of failure, a failure of hiring practices, a failure of ideas, a failure of a belief system that promotes people not based on merit and competence, but based on some other ideas about immutable characteristics, my race, my gender. What about your ability to actually accomplish the mission? And when I saw the director yesterday saying how hurt he is for men and women of the agency, how hurt their feelings are, and how bad they're all feeling, I thought to myself, wow, you are lucky you're not standing in front of General Patton or General MacArthur and talking about how hurt you are that your men lost the battle, that you are losing the war, how badly you feel about that, because that would not go well for you. And I see that kind of emoting. I mean, to talk about how your people are feeling because of this failure, rather than talking about why we failed and the deep rot that is in the bureaucracy, obviously, of not only this agency, but so many of these federal agencies.
Well, I don't know. This isn't a good direction. I think we all know it. We're talking to Stephen Rabb, author of critically acclaimed best-selling book, The Founder's Speech to a Nation in Crisis, on the Tapman's Joint phone line. Just a couple more minutes. Now we have a plea deal with 9/11 murderers, and that's why would we plea deal this?
Well, yeah, that's a great question. Is why are we not calling out the evil for what it is, the bad for what it is, and what is happening that would make us be willing to not actually call out evil and punish those evildoers, and rather make deals with them.
Stephen, I propose, just to be equitable here, if we're going to do DEI, diversity and equity inclusion, I think we should do this in sports, okay? So we're going to go to Los Angeles, the Lakers, the Bulls, the Knicks. We're going to go ahead and the Boston Celtics. We're going to go into those cities and do a sample, kind of a scientific experiment. They're going to put a 5'9" Armenian American like me on the team because that's diversity. And we're going to work it that way. Right. Then let's see how we go and see what we think and see how that works. We'll just do it with those 4 markets. We'll see how they do in the NBA. Listen, it should be on character. It should be on the best talent. Well, how do we get dragged into this thing? I don't get it. And how do we get out?
Well, that's exactly right. So we have lost sight of the foundations of Western civilization, the foundations of which are the foundations of the character that we are built on, which, in my estimation, is that our character development comes from outside of ourselves. We aren't born into this world and just floating along a river to try to figure out who we are. There are those who came before us who we can learn from, and we can form ourselves into strong human beings by learning what it is that is true and false, good and bad. And when we just have to, when we just kind of push people off into the river and let them figure this out on their own, we end up with bad ideas, bad theories, whether that's a critical race theory or a crisis theory, or it's one theory, gender theory. It is one theory after another that's not rooted in reality, not rooted in sense, and certainly not rooted in history. And yet, there seems to be this. It spreads like wildfire because it helps accomplish a political aim and a political purpose. And so here we are with a lot of dumb ideas like 5'2" players playing in the NBA because of the fact that, well, why not? I mean, if it's all about diversity, you know, it's the 5'2" players with a limp and who come from a certain ethnic background and who have weigh a certain amount so that we can diversify the team, right? And so the team's goal is no longer to accomplish a mission or to accomplish something great. It is to look and feel and make everybody on the team feel good, and everybody who's participating receive a trophy.
Stephen, RABB, the Founder's Speech to a Nation in Crisis. How do we find your book?
The book is available on Amazon, and it's all about the things we're talking about, the character of the founding generation, who these were as people, and what we can learn from them. So, the Founder's Speech series on Amazon.
Hey, thanks for your time, Stephen. Always a pleasure, sir. We appreciate it. 7:15. Sports headlines.
Good morning, Stevie. It looks like the St. Louis Cardinals and the Cubs series is coming up, and will start tonight at 7:05. You'll hear the action here on ESPN 93.5. Let's talk about the game yesterday with our Redbird recap.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney, and the Cardinals finished up 3-3 on the homestand, but they won 2 out of 3 against the defending world champion Texas Rangers and beat up on the Rangers 10-1 yesterday.
Really a complete victory for the Cardinals. 3 hits for Tommy Pham, but the real story of the game was Michael McGreevy in his major league debut, getting called up from AAA. Now, he's been good since May, but really was terrific yesterday. He only walked 1 batter, gave up 1 run, and he really dominated a pretty tough lineup.
And the Cardinals were able to get some production out of Alec Burleson with a 2-run single. He had a run scored. Of course, Tommy Pham had the 3 hits and 2 RBIs. But Brendan Donovan had a good day. With 2 hits, he drove in 3.
Really production up and down the Cardinals lineup.
And the Cardinals are in Chicago, where tonight they'll play the Cubs, the first of a 4-game series. Sonny Gray, 10-6 for the Cardinals against their all-star left-hander, Shota Imanaga. We're on the air at 6:10. Ricky has the lineups at 6:55. Now I'll bring you the first pitch from the Shrine on the north side at 7:05.
The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
Big game for the Cubs yesterday. The final 13-4 season high in runs and hits. In fact, here's one now.
1-2 from Lodolo to Happ. And Ian hits a high fly ball, deep center field. Back goes Friedel. Back toward the wall. That ball is gone. A 2-run homer for Ian Happ.
Yeah, good win for the Cubs as they take on the Cardinals.
That's
for
right.
4 games in Wrigley Field.
Oh, boy. Yeah. I know many a Cardinal fan and Cub fan that are heading to that game. Always fun to be in the friendly confines. And watching the game at Pia's, wearing your Cubby blue or Cardinal red. Always fun at 1609 West Springfield Avenue. Kansas City over the Chicago White Sox 10-3 yesterday. White Sox are starting up a series tonight at 7:10 in Minnesota. Looks like the medal count, the United States is on top. I believe it's 31. There it is. And the basketball team won yesterday, 103-86 over South Sudan. Of course, Katie Ledecky and her swimming. Yeah. We'll get more details from Coach Will Barker coming up inside the next 15 minutes.
Stand by, ace swim coach. I think he's coached 2 Olympians. Will Barker calling from France coming up. Weather this morning brought to you by Busey for over 155 years. Busey, member FDIC. We'll get your Fox Business Minute. That'll be coming up after Greg's weather.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign, Urbana, and vicinity. And the next in a string of these upper atmospheric waves running the periphery of a little more comfortable, manageable air here on northward. And that intense heat wave and high humidity situation on the central and southern plains and southwestern Corn Belt, generating some showers, thunderstorms across the area this morning. And a little bit of a break as we move on through the late morning and early afternoon expected. They'll pop off again this afternoon. But in between, partly sunny skies, a little fog patch here early on this morning, but plenty of high humidity. Temperatures, though, somewhat manageable at 87. Southwest wind will be light. Warm and humid tonight. Couple of showers and thunderstorms early and again in spots after midnight. We'll bottom out muggy at 70 for the day tomorrow. Not quite as warm. Still humid. Couple of showers and thunderstorms morning and afternoon. Cloudiness and high up around 81. But the sun returns. Humidity drops slowly Saturday afternoon. The high near 88. Sunshine 87 on Sunday. 88 Monday. Shower chance Tuesday. Then slightly cooler, drier air settles in the mid part of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Take charge of the years ahead with a smart, sound investment strategy and business succession plan. Busey Bank's business and wealth management experts help you envision your best future with powerful insights and proven strategies. Building business and growing wealth since 1868, Busey Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The Federal Reserve appears to have cleared the way for an interest rate cut in September if inflation keeps slowing. The Bank of England cut interest rates today. Beer giant Anheuser-Busch InBev sold less beer in the recent quarter. The company says it's still dealing with the fallout from its Bud Light boycott in the U.S. It's also seeing the impact of economic uncertainty in China and Argentina. However, it has been cutting costs and its profit topped expectations. It's standing by its forecast for the year. Meta Platform shares are higher after reporting a strong quarter, even though spending jumped for artificial intelligence. CEO Mark Zuckerberg is predicting Meta AI is on track to be the most used AI assistant in the world by the end of the year. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
The world of business moves fast. Stay on top of it with the Fox Business Rundown. Every Monday and Friday, Fox Business reporters, anchors, and hosts will bring you beneath the stock market speculation and boardroom drama to tell you about the biggest business stories of today. Whether you're on Main Street or Wall Street, Fox Business is invested in you. Listen to the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com, Apple, Spotify, or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window. New roofing and siding are a winning combination that can instantly change the look, feel, and function of your home. Our Kramer Siding and Window team takes pride in being an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred contractor, able to offer a best-in-the-business 50-year warranty. Pair it with preservation siding in your favorite style and color, and your home will be a showstopper. Start today and save 10% on roofing and 25% on siding. Call us, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have live from France maybe the greatest swim coach ever,
Yes.
Will Barker. Will, are you there?
I am here. What's going on, Stevie?
I'm just playing the French national anthem here.
Okay.
Since you're in Paris. All right, you have
heard that a few times.
I bet you have. Who the heck is that swimmer that won 2 golds last night? Marchand? Who's he? Man.
Leon Marchand, he's like touted to be the next kind of Michael Phelps. He's coached by the same coach as Michael Phelps was. He was at Arizona State with Bob Bowman this past year. They won a national championship, and then actually Bob Bowman is now coaching for the summer games. He's coaching with France, and he's just swimming amazing. And obviously he's like a local hero, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, listen, I've concluded in my observations that are so astute that if I'm not 6'8", I need to stand down, man. Everybody's so tall. It's crazy.
Long and lean.
They are tall. But, every now and then you get somebody who's not quite as tall who can get through. You got to have impeccable technique and hard work ethic, like Tyler McGill. That works, too.
What about guys that are 5'9" or less, they can wear fins? How about that? What do you think?
There's a different category for you. But, yeah, sure, you can make the highest level.
All right, from France, live on the Tavis Joint phone line, Will Barker, who's been one of absolutely the best swim coach around for 30-plus years. He's been at it. So Angela Coe, that's the latest Olympian you've coached, and she's swimming tomorrow?
She is swimming tomorrow morning. She's swimming the 200 IM tomorrow morning. She was born in Taiwan. Her parents met at Eastern, and she moved to Champaign when she was 13. So she swam with us when she was 13, up to her when she graduated from high school. And she went to the University of Texas, and they were runner-up champions at NCAA's this year. And they did obviously a fantastic job, and she made the Chinese Taipei team.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so she's obviously fast. Is she long? Is she tall?
No, she actually is one of the shorter swimmers, but she more than make up for it with her underwaters and tenacity, we'll say.
All right, so underwaters means you go away from the bumpiness of the top. Is that the strategy, getting low?
Yeah. So if you're somewhere like halfway between the bottom, which has like drag, and the top, which has turbulence, if you get an underwater fly kick, you're much faster underwater technically than you are on the top. You only get 15 meters, though. There's a mark on the lane lines where you can go. You have to surface before that mark, otherwise disqualification.
Wow, it's so technical.
And there was a guy disqualified at the Olympics this year in the 200 backstroke for going beyond the 15-meter mark.
That's crazy. So that just means they hold their breath for a very long time. I mean, really, that's pretty good. It seemed under there for a long time. Will Barker, so does she have a chance to get to the finals or anything?
I mean, there's always a chance to make semis. I mean, the semis are Friday night. You have to go real fast, but never say never, you know?
Yeah, right. No, it's exciting. So how do you feel being over there? Pretty neat? What's the atmosphere like?
It's so fun. Like, the energy is really great. You can actually get around the city pretty easily. They've got all these, like, venues around, like, the major, like, tourist sites, like little, like, Olympic kind of venues around. So they set it up really nicely.
And
our Airbnb is, like, between the pool and the Eiffel Tower and Arc de Triomphe, and it's very affordable. And like I said, it's easy to get around. They made it really nice.
Did you say very affordable? Because that's one category I would not have agreed. No way.
Well, believe it or not, you go on Airbnb, there's lots of them available. It seems like most Parisians, kind of got the heck out of Dodge and like were just renting their place for the 3 or 4 weeks that things are going on.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Will, would you take a dip in the Seine right now, or
apparently they did yesterday?
Okay.
I prefer not to. I don't know how like one day it's toxic and you can't get in it, but the very next day it's just fine.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? The guys that wear the white coats, I would say, hey, fellas, that doesn't make any sense to me. If it's E. coli yesterday, it ain't better today.
Right.
Come on, man.
I don't know. Just shove your earplugs in and don't take in any water.
That's right.
All right, so Angela Coe swims tomorrow, and we're rooting for her because she's your student, man. So we're rooting definitely to hope she has a good performance and hope she makes the semis. That'd be awesome. When does she swim?
We are all rooting for her. She's at 11 o'clock Paris time,
Okay.
so I think that's 4-hour time. But Peacock has all the replays. NBC will do all the replays too for the later ones, but I think in order to watch the prelim events, you have to get Peacock or watch it.
Hey, you don't have
4 a.m. on there.
You don't have to name names, but do you have any students currently that you're coaching in swimming, Will, that you think has a chance to make this level?
That's fun. People ask it all the time, even since Tyler, and you can't tell if you're going to make the Olympics. That's just like one in a million kind of thing. But you can tell if kids just have that gift for swimming, and if they put it all together with hard work and consistency, who knows? And there's a few who are the same or even faster than Tyler and Angie that are young.
Wow.
Well, certainly Tyler.
Yeah.
That are showing those sorts of signs. But again, you never want to tell a kid that. You never want to, say that because that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of.
But it's just so
focus
close.
on things that you can't control.
I'd want to be in the race and do what Katie Ledecky won by like 10 seconds because 1,500, it was a long race, but that was just kind of cruising, man. Katie Ledecky, is she not the second best swimmer ever next to Michael Phelps?
Incredible. Absolutely. The way she just dominates her event is pretty incredible, and I thought it was like everyone's giving her such a hard time for not winning the 400, but the 400 is a sprint to her.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
She excels at the longer distance.
Well, Will, be safe. Have a wonderful time. When are you coming back to the United States? Are you staying for a few days?
Yeah, trying to do some touristy stuff today, and then I'll watch swims tomorrow and Friday night, and then watch finals on Saturday night, then we're going to go home Sunday.
If you want to learn how to swim, this is the man, Will Barker, and tell people how to reach your swim club group.
We are at the Stevens Family YMCA, who's always been very supportive of our program. Just either come on by or you can just look up Champagne Heat Swim. We have a website. Come on by. We try and take everybody. We try not to cut anybody out. And
well,
come on by. You'll have some fun. I promise.
Coach me into some senior divisions with a snorkel if that's legal. I could be pretty good.
I have to add the fins division.
Fins and snorkel division. Who's that really bad swimmer in there? Get him out of the pool. Will, thanks for your time. Safe travels. Thank you for sharing.
Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure seeing you guys. Talking to you guys.
It's Will Barker. He really's been good for Tyler McGill, gold medalist. Now, Angela Coe, another student that was right here. His parents met at Eastern. Her parents met at Eastern.
That's right.
Came here when she was 13. Will's had her since then.
And she's due to swim later. So
Tomorrow,
Katie Ledecky got her 8th gold.
Yeah, by like, I don't know, 10 seconds.
Right.
In swimming, that's a long way.
Incredible.
Anyway, 7:30, John Decker, it's Thursday. We're going to talk to Great Television's national correspondent, White House correspondent. Every week, it's like another 12 things that have happened in the news. Oh, by the way, Kamala Harris believes in fracking, does not believe in single pay on your insurance. In other words, you can keep your insurance. There's 12 things, 10 things that she's completely changed her mind on.
Little flip-flop going on.
Stand by. It's 7:30.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. The president of the New York City Firefighters Union is furious after the Biden administration cuts a plea deal with a mastermind of the 9/11 attacks and 2 other terrorists.
We are disgusted and disappointed that these 3 terrorists were given a plea deal and allowed to escape the ultimate justice, while each month 3 more heroes from the FDNY are dying from World Trade Center illnesses.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson, 343 firefighters were among the thousands killed that day in the worst terror attack ever on American soil. The deal removes the death penalty, means life in prison behind bars for the terrorists. Former President Trump will debate Vice President Harris.
Well, Kamala, let's go. Challenge accepted. Are you ready? Let's compare our record point by point.
Speaking at that indoor rally in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the time and place, then the debate to be determined. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. People still picking up after storms rolled through central Illinois Tuesday night. Mattoon was one of the areas impacted the most in central Illinois. There were multiple downed branches and limbs, with reports of one falling on a car. Also downed power lines that left about 3,500 people in and outside of Coles County without power for a time. Results in how the Muhammad Seymour School Board might deal with crowded classrooms. A survey sent out with 2 plans. People who choose the more expensive option over the alternative. That was $112 million plan to build new 6th through 8th grade and 2nd through 3rd grade buildings. The less popular plan, only about $3 million less. It would build a 6th through 8th grade building while renovating other schools. Costs for everything from groceries to gas have been on the rise in central Illinois, and it's affecting schools. Champaign and Urbana districts will see a significant increase on a student busing service this year. Champaign-Urbana Mass Transit District raising costs by about 20%. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
And our weather this morning brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
They remind you, Folk and Roots Friday, the 1st and 3rd Friday of the month. It's tomorrow between noon and 1. Billy Galt will perform at the Lake House between noon and 1, so bring your lunch. Details at urbanaparks.org.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana is Saturday next in a string of these weak disturbances, traversing a boundary separating a little more typical air for the time of year, but plenty of high humidity here on northward, and that heat wave weather pattern lurking none too far south and southwest from St. Louis back into the central and southern plains. None of that real tough stuff coming our way, nor the showers and thunderstorms of this morning. A little more garden variety. They'll take a break late morning, early afternoon, come back late afternoon and evening time, but in scattered fashion, turning partly sunny up to about 87. That's manageable if the humidity stays high. Light southwest wind, couple of fog patches around this morning as well early on. Warm and humid tonight, couple of showers and thunderstorms in spots early and again after midnight, down to 70 for the low tomorrow. Not quite as warm, still humid. Couple of more showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm both morning and afternoon. Cloudiness and high up to 81, but the sun returns. Humidity comes down. 88 Saturday, 87 Sunday, 88 Monday. Shower chance Tuesday. Slightly cooler, drier air for the middle and late parts of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soltgay.
Ladies and gentlemen, hear ye, hear ye. It is Thursday. John Decker. John Decker. John Decker. I want to talk to John Decker. He is the one we know. I want to talk to John Decker. He's at the White House in press room.
John Decker. John Decker.
Yes, children on combines singing the theme. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, today live from 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, the White House. It's John Decker inside the magnificent walls of our White House in Washington, D.C. John, how are you?
I'm doing great. Good to be with you today. It's a great day here in Washington, D.C. It's a great day, by the way, for Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich and Paul Whelan, both of whom were wrongfully detained by Russia over the past, in the case of Paul Whelan, few years, and both of them were serving 16-year prison sentences, wrongfully accused of spying. They are now on their way home, thankfully. I'm so happy for them and for their families.
I am too, but what do we have to give up?
Well, look, we have to, that's the nature of this terrible game of prisoner exchanges. Sometimes, and this is the case with Brittany Griner, you're giving up individuals that should be in prison, and it's unfortunate. We now know what Russia does. They use these innocent Americans like Paul Whelan, like Paul Gershkovich, like Brittany Griner, who committed a meaningless crime in her case, and they use them as pawns, and it's sad. But these are Americans. We need to get these people out. And I'm so thankful that those people are coming back home.
Yeah, it's unbelievable that the only way you can avoid that is just don't go to Russia. I mean,
don't go to Russia.
You can't go to Russia.
I tell people, Stevie, Russia is a country that I will never visit in my entire life. I say that definitively. I know that for a fact. I don't want to visit that country, and I'm happy with that. And it goes for every American out there. Do not visit that country because they will do to you what they did to Paul Whelan or to Evan Gershkovich. They will, essentially put you in prison, try you on false charges, and use you as a pawn the same way that those two individuals were used as pawns.
Oh, yeah. I think you'll be eating your words in your White House press secretary. I think you'll visit and you'll get in that whole come off Air Force One. They won't touch you, man. They won't touch you. Not on that deal. Anyway, John Decker's with us on the Talmadge Joint phone line. Listen to this.
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. We're not going to treat people who are undocumented across the border as criminals.
You support the Medicare for All bill. It will totally eliminate private insurance.
Let's eliminate all of that. Let's move on.
Assault weapons that are already in circulation. What do you do about those?
We have to have a buyback program, and I support a mandatory buyback program.
She's changed on all of those and changed on another six.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Well, ask Donald Trump, who gave money to Hillary Clinton, who gave money to Kamala Harris. People change.
John, no, this is for the election. She's a liberal. There's no way you switch overnight on 10 things except when you're
Donald Trump used to be pro-choice.
No,
right?
I know, but this is
you can't get anything more defining in terms of a person than the issue of abortion. And Donald Trump was ardently pro-choice, and now he's ardently pro-life. People change. Look, the clip that you played will be played over and over again. It's not my decision, in terms of whether that makes you view Kamala Harris skeptically. It's the decision of everyone who votes. And, that to me, another politician, play all the clips of J.D. Vance and all the terrible things he said about Donald Trump, a guy who's evolved in the past 3 years. I mean, people changed. It's politicians. Doesn't surprise me. J.D. Vance said, Donald Trump's another Hitler. I mean, now he's his running mate. Things change.
Yeah, but in 3 weeks? Sorry, we'll disagree on that one. This is a political ploy because she can't get elected being as liberal as she is. Then you can decide if it's possible that she could go in and be the president, and then, of course, everything isn't quite the same. I would say to her, Vice President Harris, I'll vote for you. If you break any of these, then you'll resign. Promise?
That's one way to deal with questioning a presidential candidate. We'll see how they respond to that. It's going to be interesting, Stevie, over the course of the next 5 months, and I hope for America's sake that there is a debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. It will give an opportunity for Americans to see how each of these candidates perform in that venue. And Donald Trump can question in the same way that you played that clip, can question Kamala Harris about positions that she's changed and why she's changed those positions over the course of her political career.
Well, then she risks the progressive wing, does she not?
Well, that's right. It's a very fragile coalition that Democrats have because of the progressives. And for that reason, when we look ahead to the next few days, Stevie, by this time next week, we'll know who Kamala Harris's running mate will be. It's one of those issues that could provide more divisions in the Democratic Party, particularly on the issue of Israel, because we see how ardently pro-Palestinian the progressives are within the Democratic Party, which is a vocal portion of the Democratic Party. And that's at odds with what we see and what I saw at the Republican National Convention, Republicans unified for the state of Israel.
Well, I'll put all my chips, every one of them, on Josh Shapiro as the VP.
Wow.
I am all in. You do not take Gretchen Whitmer and start your campaign barnstorming in Pennsylvania. Okay? So it's got to be Josh. You don't take J.B. Pritzker to Pennsylvania to start it. It's definitely Josh Shapiro, which is a good choice. But then here's a Jewish man, and it seems like a lot of anti-Semitic stuff's going on from the left part of the wing of the party. So how are they doing? He's popular. If you win Pennsylvania, you got a real shot to win. And I think, puts him over the top. So I'm all in on put my Texas Hold'em chips. I'm all in the middle for Josh Shapiro.
Okay, I like that. Hey, Diane, hold on to this clip. Steve's going to look brilliant again as it relates to his prediction on Joe Biden, or we're going to play the clip again, and we're going to say, you lost all your money with all those chips that you put on Josh Shapiro.
Remember, Diane, flag this. This is July 30th. Flag July 30th. Okay, that's just inside baseball. Wavering. No, I'll go all in. Anyway, it's going to be a great week for the Democrats, and then they got the convention, so they're going to have a lot of mo. I know Donald Trump thought that maybe we ought to debate before we start voting. I don't think that'll happen. So I guess September 9 would be the date that they would probably debate, because that's already scheduled, I believe.
Yeah, September the 10th. It's scheduled right now. Kamala Harris has agreed to it. Donald Trump agreed to it when it was with Joe Biden. Hasn't yet committed to that debate. ABC News moderated debate. That would take place in New York City, same format as the one that we saw take place in Atlanta back on June the 27th. Again, I hope that happens, and to me, it would be a good thing just for voters, to be able to see both of these candidates up on that debate stage.
Saw a news flash this morning. Chuck Schumer's trying to get the immunity decision flipped on Donald Trump. How can he do that? He can't do that.
He can't do that. It's the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land. Maybe he's thinking about changing the Constitution, what Joe Biden proposed earlier this week when he was at the LBJ Presidential Library, a constitutional amendment which would provide for no presidential immunity for crimes committed while in office. But that takes a lot. To get a constitutional amendment, Stevie, you need 2/3 votes in both the House and the Senate. Not going to get that right now, is the way things stand. And then if you get that, that's a big if. And the Speaker has said it's dead on arrival in the House. But even if you got that, then you need 3/4 of the states to ratify that. So that's not happening anytime soon either.
Okay. John Decker, for a few more minutes. He's Great Television's White House correspondent, national correspondent. What is Joe Biden doing today? What do you think his schedule is? And is it kind of
That's a good one.
Is it kind of a co-presidency, kinda? I mean, I don't know.
It's really interesting. He had an event in Texas, as I referenced earlier this week, and since that visit, and he came back around 1:00 in the morning on Tuesday. Since then, we haven't seen Joe Biden. Here we are on Thursday. So he's having meetings behind closed doors, closed press. I don't know. Many questions asked yesterday at the White House press briefing about the president's schedule and about the lack of any sighting of President Biden since the time that he came back to the White House very early in the morning on Tuesday.
Okay, and I think they should, some of the Republicans calling for him to step down. Why, if you're just politically, why would you do that? Why would you make Kamala an incumbent?
I don't know.
Why would you do
I don't know.
It's crazy, man. I can't wait. I can't wait till your White House press secretary. It'd be so fun. It'd be so fun. You'd be a really good White House press secretary.
Yeah. Well, I like. It's not a job I want, but thank you. That's kind of you. No, I work with 16 White House press secretaries, Stevie, 16 of them. And there have been good ones, there have been bad ones, and it's a tough job. I recognize that, and I have a lot of respect for the work that they do.
Well, that's why everybody takes a picture with you, because they at least respect you and know that you're not a jackal. I mean,
I'm not. I'm not a jackal. That's a funny word.
Here's another upset. If Donald Trump wins, they're going to put the guy... not very good at tennis from CNN back in the White House. Jim, Acosta. They're going to put Jim Acosta. Yeah, he'll get up and do those things that he used to do, and those were rather impressively funny. So it's kind of fun to watch. So
yeah, maybe you never know. What's old is new again. So we'll see what happens. But to me, you raised the interesting thing, because next week at this time you and I will be talking about this tour. They're going to be from Philadelphia. They're traveling to Detroit, Michigan. They're traveling to Western Wisconsin. They're going to go down to Savannah, Georgia, and Raleigh, North Carolina, and then out west to Las Vegas and also Phoenix. All of those places, key battleground states, and clearly Democrats sending a message: we intend to compete in all of these places.
I wonder if some of these states like Virginia, Minnesota, I think they're leaning Kamala, but some of those, for a moment anyway, when Joe Biden was the candidate, were in play. I don't know if that stands.
Yeah, they
today.
were.
Yeah,
they were, and New Hampshire as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it was going to be a landslide, I think, with Joe Biden at the top of the ticket. And now, wow, in the course of 10 plus days, things have changed dramatically. Now, Donald Trump could still win. And we'll see. You know me, I always come on your show as we get closer and closer to Election Day. I go through the electoral map, and we'll do that again this year. But it's early. We don't know who the running mate is. We don't know about the convention. We don't know about the debates. A lot of unknowns at this point. But the dynamic has changed quite a bit from when Joe Biden was at the top of the ticket.
Yep. I'm so impressed with the Democratic machine that Stevie Jay could be president if I were slotted. I'm telling you, because I think you don't hear word salads from Kamala anymore. She's strict and staying on the teleprompter, and she's good when she's right there. I think going deep in the issues, you could probably challenge her a little bit, and definitely deep on the policies she supports or did support until 3 weeks ago. So we'll see what happens, but you come on here every week, and you just stay amazingly measured. And that's just, you're able to block out what you might believe in internally somewhere. But that's hard, man. That's a journalist that can kind of look at both sides of the thing and report.
Yeah, well, it comes with experience, although I've always been like that. So even when I was a really young journalist, I've always been like that. And, I have people that I always looked up to, journalists that I looked up to, and I saw that that's the way that they carried themselves. And, hopefully more journalists have that point of view. I think social media sometimes gives things away for those journalists. They may say or write nice things or objective things, but then when they use that social media, they're for whatever reason, all their filters go away, and they put things out there that indicate the way they feel about a candidate or a position, and that's not a good thing.
No, not at all. And what else? Finally, what's most amazing, since you've been doing this since Bill Clinton, how come you look the same?
I don't know.
I mean, really,
good genes.
But I mean, you look at you now, look at you then. I don't get it. I mean, I look at me now and I look at me then and go, what the heck happened to me? What happened?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
You go look at John Deck. Go find a good image. The guy looks the same. It's the same. He's the same.
I'll send you a picture, Stevie, that I'm looking at right now, and it's of me and Walter Cronkite, and it's from 1997.
Man.
And he was my hero, Walter Cronkite.
Walter Cronkite, I think, was liberal, but you couldn't tell. You couldn't. You knew that.
Awesome, right?
You knew it later, but he was. Gosh, he just reported that's the way it is. Everybody loved Uncle Walter. I mean, that's an iconic figure there in our history. And there was was it true LBJ didn't run because he lost the support of Uncle Walter?
Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah, that's right.
Anyway,
that's what they say.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Send me the pic with you and Uncle Walter. I want to see that one.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Please do. That'd be awesome, and always great to be on with you and Diane. Don't forget, next Thursday, get that clip ready.
Yes.
Do it right. All the chips in for Governor Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania. See if Stevie's right once again. The guy's brilliant.
Yeah.
He's brilliant with his Joe Biden prediction, and maybe he'll be right with Josh Shapiro.
Go ahead and put me good and high so I fall good and far. Thank you so much, John.
There you go.
Great talking to you, my friend. Talk to you in a week.
Awesome. Thanks a lot.
That's John Decker, Gray Television's White House correspondent, live this morning from the White House. at 7:49. Yeah, mark this day, July 26th.
Got it down.
Got that clip.
Uh-huh.
Actually, it's the first day of August.
August
1, man.
Got it.
Football in 28 days.
Yes.
Christian and Riley get married in 23 days.
Wow.
Countdown here. Here we go with weather brought to you this morning by Kramer Siding and Window.
Your premier provider for home improvements, specializing in siding, windows, doors, roofing. Visit KramerSiding.com.
Apparently there was a meat shortage in America in 1910. Can you possibly guess what somebody proposed we substitute our meat with? Did you know? Nathaniel's son coming up.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Van Ness Saturday, next in a string of these weak disturbances, traversing a boundary separating a little more typical air for the time of year, but plenty of high humidity here on northward, and that heat wave weather pattern lurking none too far south and southwest from St. Louis back into the central and southern plains. None of that real tough stuff coming our way, nor the showers and thunderstorms of this morning. A little more garden variety. They'll take a break late morning, early afternoon, come back late afternoon and evening time, but in scattered fashion, turning partly sunny up to about 87. That's manageable, but humidity stays high. Light southwest wind, couple of fog patches around this morning as well early on. Warm and humid tonight, couple of showers and thunderstorms in spots early and again after midnight, down to 70 for the low tomorrow. Not quite as warm, still humid. Couple of more showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm both morning and afternoon. Cloudiness and high up to 81, but the sun returns. Humidity comes down, 88 Saturday, 87 Sunday, 88 Monday, shower chance Tuesday. Slightly cooler, drier air for the middle and late parts of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Peter Olchis, Greg Solke.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
At this time on Thursdays, we call Nathaniel's son. He's my son who lives in Chicago, actually in Champaign-Urbana this morning. Nathaniel's son, how are you?
I'm good, Dad. How are you guys doing?
Fine. I just still remember last week's Did You Know, when you told me in 773 BC, when the Olympics started, that you had to run naked, and if you had a false start, they executed you. That stuck with me.
I
So then I pretended I was a reporter. Let's talk to Bob. Bob, you got off to a bad start. Why? Well, at least I'm alive.
No, I know, and I mean, it really, is, I guess, just indicative of the culture. You know, they wore their, I guess, togas, but then when they had to compete, those were going to slow them down. So it was like, all right, got to come off. Don't have anything else.
Just hard to fathom.
Right.
All right, so today on Did You Know, what you got?
Yeah, this morning we're going to change gears. We're going to bring things a little bit forward to modern times, talking about our country and something that's a bit unique. Now, as many of us know, in American livestock, we've got chickens, we've got cows, we've got pigs, and generally that compromises most of our diet. But did you know that just over 100 years ago, our farmers almost became ranchers of hippopotamuses? That's right. In 1910, Representative Robert Broussard from Louisiana brought to the Congress the American Hippopotamus Act, which proposed to import hippos and allow farmers to range them. Now, the reason that he did this is actually around that time in 1910, there was a meat shortage in the country. It was a number of causes. Estimated the meat packing plant said that the cost of grain is too high, and so it's driving up all the price of meats. And all the consumers blamed the meat packing plants for basically conspiring to hike the prices on their own. Now, regardless of what the actual cause was, there was a real shortage of meat, and people were looking for alternative ways to get protein. Now, the hippopotamus itself, they're generally classified actually as an invasive species, and a hippo can weigh up to 10,000 pounds.
Wow.
That's a lot of meat. But ultimately, the Committee of Agriculture in Congress was unconvinced. And ironically, a couple of their reasons were when you have animals that large and that the amount of them that there would have been, the amount of waste that they would induce into the local environment would actually have thrown things off quite a bit. They were estimating most of the fish in the surrounding rivers would have died. There would have been algae growth and not good things with that large and that many of animals. So next time we enjoy chicken, beef, or pork, we can thank the Agricultural Committee in 1910 that hippo isn't on the menu.
A hippopotamus act.
I wonder what hippo tastes like.
Chicken.
I think they called it like a lake bacon, which I don't really know what
What's
that means.
lake bacon? Pigs that live in a lake? I don't get it.
And I guess it's probably just a bland bacon.
Wow.
I see.
Well, it would have been meat. I guess they'd have that going for them. But I would look at a hippo and say, man, that looks like tough meat.
Typically around 8:35, we have Tim Onstad on. Maybe we can ask him if he ever wants to throw some hippo on the grill.
I don't think hippo meat is a thing. But, yeah, I've never heard of that.
Okay.
Nathaniel, son, well done. Did you know every Thursday at this hour? We appreciate learning stuff, man.
Yeah, well, this one's next fun fact at your dinner party.
There you go. Thank you. Talk soon.
All right, take care.
Thank you. My son, Nathaniel, in Chicago. Nathaniel's son. All right, ESPN 93.5. It is 7:56. We got the news coming up. We're going to celebrate law enforcement. We've been very consistent with that for almost 10 years here.
Yep.
Because of the extraordinarily, I think, unfair way that now, of course, everything that's gone on in Springfield hasn't helped the cause. Just horrific event that Sandra Massey. Anyway, humans are not perfect, and we do have police that make bad judgments. But 99.9% are out there to help somebody's day, and we would be lost without them. It would be chaos and anarchy if I had to defend my backyard. So we're very appreciative of our police that work hard every single day to protect and serve, and we stand by that. And we're going to celebrate a fine law enforcement official from Rantoul today. I'm not sure we've done Rantoul.
Right.
So we'll meet Tyler Johnston. He'll be coming up after the break at the top of the hour.
We are getting some text into 359-2255 also. So some people saying they just love that John Decker segment and the like. So thank you for that.
He's very good, and he's able to hold his opinions in, well, I would call myself editorial, see. Not a news person, very editorial. Opinion, which is, there's a place for us too. Somebody once came up to me and said, do you think you're a journalist? A journalist? And I said, no.
Right.
I'm not. I'm editorial. And she went, oh, okay. Just different role. I give opinions. That's what we do. But we definitely like John a lot, and he's a good friend. Okay, news will be coming up next. Find out what's going on in the world today. I'm going to probably play a lot of Kamala Harris clips over the next 90-some days just to illuminate that, yes, people evolve, but do they evolve in 3 weeks? That's kind of what's happened here. She's changed her position on like 10 things. I think not. Okay, news coming up.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
When you're buying a battery, it's important to look beyond just the price and make sure you're buying a quality battery. So when you're buying one from the big box store, make sure you ask the question, what's the date on this battery? Is it dependable? Sometimes the big box stores have batteries that have been sitting on the shelf for years. Or you can just come to Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable, and buy your battery from the people who only do batteries. Interstate Batteries at 2504 North Madison, Champaign, way out there, but totally worth the drive. How much is dependable worth to you? Interstate Batteries open 6 days a week.
Looking for the perfect pair of boots? Come on down to Pard's Western Shop in Urbana. With an amazing selection that fits every style, Pard's has the perfect pair waiting for you the next time you're hitting the rodeo or stepping out in style. They've got great deals and sale prices on men's cowboy boots, girls' cowgirl boots, and kids' boots. And their friendly staff will make sure you leave with the boots you love. Pard's Western Shop, serving its customers with high-quality merchandise since 1968. Go see them today at 306 North Maple Street in Urbana.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Words, a U.S. and Russia prisoner swap. I'm Dave Anthony, and it's going to bring at least 2 Americans home.
Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Grishkovich, who was just sentenced in July to 16 years in prison. He had been accused of espionage. The U.S. as well as the U.S. government, as well as the Wall Street Journal, had flatly denied that and said that he was simply being a political prisoner of the Russians. We are understanding now from White House officials that he is part of this prisoner swap, as well as the former Marine Paul Whelan, who had been arrested back in 2018 and convicted in 2020.
Fox's Mark Meredith at the White House. We don't know yet who else is being set free, including what prisoners the U.S. will be sending back to Russia. In December, a swap brought jailed American basketball player Brittany Griner back from Russia in exchange for convicted arms dealer Victor Bout. We found out this morning that Israel's taken out another terror leader, the commander of Hamas's military wing in Gaza.
The IDF confirmed it killed Mohammed Def, one of the masterminds behind the October 7th massacre. This strike actually took place around 3 weeks ago, but it took Israeli intelligence this much time to confirm that the operation was successful.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. In Iran, there's a public mourning today for Hamas's political leader killed in a missile strike in Tehran yesterday. Reuters reports Iranian leaders are meeting today with proxy militant group leaders plotting revenge against Israel. Reaction keeps coming in. Critical of the U.S. government plea deal with the 9/11 attacks mastermind Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and 2 other terrorists at Guantanamo, sparing them the death penalty. Republican Congressman Mike Lawler just told Fox.
In many respects, it's evil, and it's a betrayal for these 9/11 families. 23 years later, we're still losing first responders to 9/11 health-related illnesses.
Former President Trump will be interviewed today by the FBI as it keeps probing the assassination attempt 19 days ago. America's listening to Fox News.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Donald Trump Jr. here. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back, but you can stop your losses by diversifying into a gold IRA from my friends at Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word SHELTER to 989898. That's SHELTER to the number 989898 to get your free info kit from Birch Gold now.
Message and data rates may apply.
Again, our top Fox News story, a U.S. and Russian prisoner swap that'll bring at least 2 Americans, who the U.S. says were wrongly convicted as spies, home. Paul Whelan and Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Grishkovich. While Democrats start a virtual roll call today to start the nomination process for Vice President Harris, she remains in Houston, where she'll deliver the eulogy today at the funeral for late Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. The day after, Harris called former President Trump divisive and disrespectful.
And let me just say, the American people deserve better.
Reacting to what her Republican rival said hours earlier.
Former President Trump under fire for suggesting Vice President Kamala Harris only started identifying as black recently for political gain. Trump was then asked if he believed Harris was a DEI or diversity hire.
I mean, I really don't know. Could be. There are some, and there are plenty.
The comments coming during a contentious interview with black journalists at the National Association of Black Journalists Convention in Chicago. The sparring started right out of the gate at the first question. Trump put on the defensive.
I have been the best president for the black population since Abraham Lincoln.
The former president seemingly irritated, noting his opponent Harris did not show up to the convention.
That's Fox's Brian Yennis. The Biden administration is just out with a proposed new regulation for airlines.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says
The idea that parents ought to be seated next to their own children on a flight is common sense and also seems like something that ought to be standard.
under the proposal, airlines would need to sit parents and children under 13 next to each other when available for no charge, or offer free refunds or rebooking if adjacent seating is not available. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising before the opening bell this hour. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. An Eastern Illinois University alumna is celebrating after winning a historic Olympic medal. Class of 2012 graduate Lauren Doyle is a co-captain of the U.S. women's rugby team, which won the bronze against Australia at the Paris Olympics. It marks the team's first ever Olympic medal. Doyle grew up in Macon playing sports before joining the women's rugby team at EIU. Illinois updating child labor regulations in the state. The governor signed the child labor law, which repeals the existing statute, replacing it with a modern framework. The measure sets standards for working conditions for children ages 15 and younger, including limiting hours of work and updating the list of jobs that minors can't hold. A man accused of threatening a woman with a gun in Urbana. Police say officers called out July 24th to the 800 block of Oakland Avenue for domestic disturbance. Victim reporting she was threatened by an offender with a weapon. Officers arresting the man on charges of unlawful use of a weapon by a felon and aggravated assault. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Are you looking to get the most for your money? If not, you should be. A free rewards checking account from Fisher National Bank gives you access to their Rewards Savers, which earns you an exceptional annual percentage yield and can increase your earnings potential. No monthly service fees or minimum balance required. When you're ready to make the most of your money, switch to Rewards Checking and Rewards Savers from Fisher National Bank. See monthly requirements at any branch or FisherNational.com. Fisher National Bank, exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
All right, we checked your weather this morning, ESPN 93.5. If you want an evaluation for your office, you want to get better printing costs, call Watts Copy Systems for a free estimate and evaluation. 217-352-0428. Our meteorologist is Greg Solier. Has started the show with a little bit of thunderstorms. Things looking a little brighter in those skies, as you said they would. And onward for today, tomorrow, what are you seeing, friend?
Yeah, the back end of that rain area is closing in right here to just between about halfway between Philo here and Tolono. Still some pretty healthy rain up into the northern and eastern parts of Champaign County. Some of the heaviest rain, Rossville, north of Danville, and a couple of thunderstorms still embedded from Covington on southward. Rainfall the past 24 hours, 2.5 down near Jamaica, Illinois, over southwestern Vermilion County, that would be. Farmer City checks in with about 1.25 inches. Lincoln, past 24 hours, 2 in the gauge, and up towards Bloomington normal on average between 1 and 2. Little light rain up through parts of eastern Iroquois County. So this moves on through. Skies turn partly sunny. A warm day's worth of weather. Humidity, yeah, you'll feel it pretty thick out there, but there was relief in store and in sight. 87 today. Again, we may pop a couple of showers and thunderstorms in spots late afternoon and this evening. Otherwise, showers and thunderstorms will get going, especially after midnight again tonight. Some scattered stuff this evening, 70 the low. Tomorrow night is warm, still humid. Showers around, maybe a thunderstorm morning, better odds the afternoon. Highs up to around 81. That stuff clears out by early tomorrow evening, and a low down to 68. Mostly sunny, a little less humidity in the air for the day Saturday and Sunday, but warm temperatures, boy. If you're even keeled in the soil moisture department, backyard, back 40 ought to be looking pretty good. 88 on Saturday, 87, 88 in that range for Sunday, Monday, back up to your 90 Tuesday with a late day thunderstorm. Then cooler, drier air with lower 80s next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Now, we celebrate law enforcement here. We appreciate what they do. We think we're lost without the 911 being answered. And we honor somebody every month. And this month's Law Enforcement Official of the Month, because it's August 1, is Officer Tyler Johnston, selected as Officer of the Month, a testament to dedication, exceptional service, and a positive impact on everybody around him from the Rantoul Police Department. I don't know if we've ever had anybody Rantoul. Tyler, step up to that microphone. Talk to me. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Nice to see you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what do you attribute this honor? 13 years on the force already? Your grandfather did this? Your dad did this?
Yeah, I think it sort of runs in the family, and I appreciate being able to help the community and sort of, catching bad guys and making the world a better place.
Yeah, you know what? And is it changed a lot in 10 years, in the last 10?
It has changed.
What are the dynamics that have changed your life?
Oh, they implement new laws all the time, new training, things we have to change. We're dealing with different things nowadays, and it sort of affects how we do the job and makes it something new every day to experience. And, that's what I enjoy.
I know Rantoul has a lot of Hispanics, wonderful people. Is there a language barrier at all in Rantoul with the diversity?
Yes, it's incredibly difficult to communicate when you don't speak the same language as somebody else. Yeah. So finding somebody to interpret for us on calls has been difficult. That's why it's nice when we have dual speaking officers who speak Spanish and English. It helps them trust us more when we can communicate effectively with them and help them solve their problems.
Are people afraid of the police?
I wouldn't say most are afraid of the police. I would say some may be afraid of the police. Whether or not that's a just fear, I don't think so. We're there to help them, but past experiences may have shaped their fear of the police, and we would like to try to overcome that.
I mean, is it understanding the split-second decisions that are made on the spot, adrenaline flowing, you're not sure what you're dealing with. It might be mental, might be drugs, might be alcohol, might be a combination of everything. But yet you guys got to go out there at whatever hour of the day, and you get the call and you go, and you see what you see when you get there. But are there always new situations that pop up?
Oh, 100%. You never know when you respond to a call what it's going to be. And as many people know, what we respond to is not always a criminal act. As you said, a lot of it's mental or substance abuse or a combination of that. And when we get there, what our job is to be a problem solver. And if we can help people solve their problems, whatever way we can, that's what we're going to go and do.
Yeah. And again, it's every day is going to be different. Why are you good at training? They say you're very good at teaching.
I tend to apply what I learned from my trainers and just from life experience. I think I can tend to be a little bit more laid back and understanding when people make mistakes and help them correct their mistakes. And I don't know if it's something that just comes naturally, but yes, I have trained people for a long time, and I enjoy it.
Good topics to bring up on that, Tyler. When it comes to past experiences, so many people don't look at law enforcement because they might have a checkered past or different experiences, and they're leery of that. Mm-hmm. But sometimes that can really enhance your character to know what the other person is going through.
Oh, absolutely. I believe hiring a law enforcement officer who has no life experience makes it incredibly difficult for not only the people they're dealing with, but the law enforcement officer himself, because they just haven't experienced these things. The older the person is, obviously you go through life and you have some of these things, and you can sort of be more empathetic and understanding of what they're going through. And maybe it's something that you've gone through and know how to handle it, mm-hmm. and can help them get through whatever's going on in their life.
I think if you had a genie come out of the bottle for you guys, I would say, genie, make everybody simply obey the commands.
That would be nice.
Very, very little would happen ever if you just simply did what they're asking.
100,
Let me see
100%.
your hands, things like that.
Listening is the number one thing that people can do when we're on a call. It makes everybody go home safe.
Well, but there's some, you see on YouTube, belligerent people to these officers, and you've got to be trained to water off a duck's back, I guess. But listen, if somebody comes to me in New York City with a bucket of water and pours it on my head, I'm not walking away. So that's a problem.
Right.
So I probably wouldn't be a good officer.
Probably not.
That's so bad, though, isn't it?
There's a lot of stuff that we have to take and a lot of abuse that we take, but most of it, you just got to let roll off your back, like you said, and move on with life.
Well, so that's we spotlight guys like you, Tyler, because I want people to know you're human. You got people in your life you love. Mm-hmm. You put your pants on pretty normally. I mean, it's just you're not out there to get anybody. You don't wake up and say, I'm going to go get that guy.
No, 100%. We all have families we all want to go home to. We wake up, we go to do our job, we try to help people and go home at the end of our shift.
And humanizing a law enforcement officer comes full circle when you're at community events or you visit schools. Are you doing that in Rantoul?
Oh, absolutely. We go to the schools pretty much every day. We walk through, or we'll sit and have lunch with the kids, hang out with them. We'll go to. I went to the U of I for economics and planned on having a desk job, but when I graduated, I wanted something that was a little more dynamic, a little more outside, and that's what I went for.
What'd they say?
Well, as my dad being a lieutenant in the jail, you don't want to be around bad people all the time, and not everybody in jail is a bad person. Sometimes it's just people that have made mistakes, but that wears on you, and they didn't want that for me because they had experienced themselves part of that life experience.
Well, in light of a lot of things over the last 10 or 15 years since essentially you've been in, nothing like that ever happened before. I mean, this whole totally disrespect for law enforcement has got to make it harder.
Oh, it 100% does. It makes our job more difficult every day. But you got to remember, 99.9% of the people out there support law enforcement, or most of the people that we deal with support law enforcement. The community still enjoys having us around. They still need us around, and many, many people know that. It's a small majority that make our lives difficult for no reason.
Why are there tinted windows? I bring it up. I have like a fetish about tinted windows. I'm so against tinted windows.
I don't know.
You got to be able to walk up and see inside. What's unfair about that? Oh, it's too bright. Well, then you can't ride in a car. Okay, Tyler, that's ridiculous. Anyway, I don't. It's just creepy. I got to be able to see inside. Oh, there's limits on how tinted it can be. Okay, whatever. But you can't. You're walking up at 2 a.m. to a car that's got tinted windows.
That's one of those things, though. You can't be scared of every situation you go to. You got to understand that maybe that person just likes tinted windows, and you got to approach it in that situation.
Light sensitivity on their eyes.
I'm sorry. Then you wear sunglasses. That's what we do with that. Tyler.
Well, and talk about high pressure situations. I see here that you're a crisis negotiator on the Metro SWAT team.
I was for a period. I'm no longer on that team by choice.
How do you talk to somebody who's got that mix I talked about, mental, drugs, alcohol? How can you talk that into a reasonable, calmer?
Well, it poses unique challenges, and that's one of those things where time has a lot to do with it. So we're not going to go in and rush to trying to get this person to understand what's going on, because somebody who's dealing with a mental health crisis or with substance abuse can't understand what's going on immediately. So just talking to them as a human being, and we try to get backstory from them. We try to talk to them about family or what's going on in their life, and that will tend to sort of bring them back to be able to focus on what's going on and maybe make a rational decision.
Anything to de-escalate.
Correct.
Tyler, you're a good one. We can tell. Tyler Johnston is his name, Rantoul.
Do you have family support?
Yes, I do have family support. I have a fiance at home and a stepdaughter at home, and so I enjoy coming home to them.
That's certainly helpful.
Yes.
We appreciate what you do, Tyler. Hang in there, be safe, do all the good things you're doing, and we salute you. We thank you for answering the call and being there when it's not easy. And everybody knows that, but we want you to know we appreciate you, respect you, and thank you for what you do.
Thank you. That's good to hear.
Tyler Johnson, Law Enforcement Official of the Month, Rantoul Police Department, ladies and gentlemen. You see Tyler out and around. This clip will be featured on our 4 radio stations all month. And we got a long one. It's not February, man. It's 31 days August. Let's go. It's 8/19.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Very happy and honored to have Dr. Abraham Kocherel, cardiac electrophysiology, OSF, Heart of Mary in Urbana. What is AFib?
Yeah, so atrial fibrillation is a heart rhythm disorder, and it's actually the most common heart rhythm disorder that needs treatment. So about 6 million Americans have it currently, and it's expected to increase to about 15 million by 2050. So it's a growing problem. There are lots of things that lead to atrial fibrillation, and this includes diseases like diabetes and hypertension, sleep apnea. Other factors that lead to it are an excessive alcohol and tobacco use, being overweight or obese, and being sedentary. Generally it's an older person's disease. Generally, if you have other heart conditions, it's worth looking for. So that there's a condition called heart failure, which commonly is associated with atrial fibrillation. So hopefully, if you have one of those conditions, those patients are being seen by a cardiologist, and that cardiologist is paying attention to the heart rhythm and keeping an eye on things to look for the development of atrial fibrillation.
To learn more, visit osfhealthcare.org.
All right, we got more coming up in our program, another 40 minutes to go. Glad you're listening. You always text in on the Fisher National Bank text line, just 217-359-2255 if you would like to comment on anything we're doing here today. We'd love to hear from you. Our weather now with our meteorologist, Greg Solier.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Van Neves Saturday, next in a string of these weak disturbances traversing boundary separating A little more typical air for the time of year, but plenty of high humidity here on northward. And that heat wave weather pattern lurking none too far south and southwest from St. Louis back into the central and southern plains. None of that real tough stuff coming our way, nor the showers and thunderstorms of this morning. A little more garden variety. They'll take a break late morning, early afternoon, come back late afternoon and evening time, but in scattered fashion, turning partly sunny up to about 87. That's manageable. The humidity stays high. Light southwest wind, couple of fog patches around this morning as well early on. Warm and humid tonight, couple of showers and thunderstorms in spots early and again after midnight, down to 70 for the low tomorrow. Not quite as warm, still humid. Couple of more showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm both morning and afternoon. Cloudiness and high up to 81, but the sun returns. Humidity comes down. 88 Saturday, 87 Sunday, 88 Monday, shower chance Tuesday. Slightly cooler, drier air for the middle and late parts of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Peter Olchis, Greg Soltier.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
More people were filing for unemployment benefits last week. The number of new claims rose 14,000 to 249,000, and those remaining on benefits in the latest reading is holding over 1.8 million. Another report finds worker productivity, how much we're getting done on the job, improved in the spring quarter, and labor costs moderated. Spirit Airlines is furloughing 240 pilots and is downgrading about 100 captains. It lost money again in the recent quarter. It's dealing with tough competition for discount flights. Meta Platform shares up more than 8%, even though it dramatically increased spending on artificial intelligence. Its quarter top forecasts. Hershey's quarter was disappointing. Its customers are pulling back on spending for chocolate, though snack sales held up. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
Starting August 6th, the Fox True Crime Podcast presents Crimes on Campus.
You're not really going to shoot me. And then they heard a gunshot.
Emily Campagno brings you to college and university campuses across the country, sharing chilling stories of scandal, corruption, and murder.
He was in a rage, decapitated her. He eviscerated her.
New episodes available every Tuesday beginning August 6th. Listen and follow at foxtruecrime.com, Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
What is most important in your life? This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that can help clients like you realize your goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
Here's what new customers are saying about Interstate Batteries.
It's nice to see capable and helpful associates. They did a top-notch job.
They were easy to talk to and explained everything.
Service was prompt and I was a walk-in. Total service time was only like 20 minutes. I highly recommend Interstate Batteries.
Interstate Batteries. Outrageously dependable. How much is dependable worth? Experience them for the first time at 2504 North Mattis. Way out there, but worth the drive. Interstate Batteries. Outrageously dependable.
Visit InterstateBatteries.com.
InterstateBatteries.com, where Mark Martinez, I saw him yesterday. They're awesome, unbelievable. The service that he provides at Interstate Batteries, one of our Stevers. Vanessa Duncan, Special Olympics. You got about 35 teams to the big golf outing tomorrow at the Orange and Blue in Savoy, U of I Golf Course. How are you, Vanessa?
Great, Stevie Jay. Thanks for having me.
Well, great having you. You're going to raise a lot of money tomorrow. You got all kinds of golden ticket ideas, a whole bunch going on, right?
Yeah, let's go right to that golden ticket idea. I love it. For $60, you get all kinds of things, including the raffle tickets and a mulligan, right?
Right. So you get your 25 tickets for the auction raffle, and then also, as you mentioned, the mulligan. But then you also get entry into the golfer picnic basket that we have prepared, which is a cooler with some alcohol in it, and then also you get the arm's length, the wingspan of the 50-50 ticket.
Right. So, come with $60 if you're already registered for the Region I golf outing for our Special Olympic athletes. And that, puts you in pretty much everything. I love this idea because so many people are like, okay, I need to do the raffle. I need to do, and this is kind of your way to bring it all together. I love that.
Yes, absolutely. And then you can, out at the whole games, you don't have to pay your $5. That's included with your golden ticket. So, it's kind of free of cash day if you want to just do it by credit card at the beginning of the day.
Let's talk about Special Olympics Illinois. Vanessa, you do so much with this great organization, providing these year-round sports competitions, training opportunities, leadership. Let's talk about the people that you touch in our community.
Absolutely. So we have over 1,300 athletes in Region I, and we do have some huge teams in the Champaign area. But funds collected from the golf outing directly benefit their free sports and programs throughout the year, and that includes our athlete leadership programs, our healthy athlete programs, and then, of course, our sports competitions. And, we have a big bowling competition coming up at the end of August, right there in Champaign at both of the bowling alleys on the 24th and 25th of August. And, it's events like that the golf outing and the golfers are supporting and the sponsors. So we can't be more grateful to everybody in the community.
In case somebody has an athlete that they'd like to get signed up, is there a process or what do we do to get more involved with Special Olympics?
Well, athletes are required to have a sports physical. So we have a medical form, and that lasts for 3 years, and then they need to consent. But then they just need to join one of our teams, and we have some great coaches and great teams like the TNT Firecrackers, the Rantoul Crusaders, CUSR, right there in Champaign, and those teams are always willing to accept new athletes to join. As far as others getting involved, we need volunteers. And you don't have to, like the bowling competition, you don't have to know much about bowling at all. You just have to be out there on the lanes, cheering on the athletes, making sure the right person is bowling at the right time, and that the pins they knock down are correctly scored up on the scoreboard. So, it's a fun way to get involved and to meet our athletes on a very personal level.
I love that you have some terrific volunteers that are putting together fun games for tomorrow's Region I golf outing. Let's talk about what that looks like on the Orange Course in Savoy.
Absolutely. So we have actually athlete leaders who are running 2 of our whole games. Emerson Yort runs the Gong Show game hole, and I just picked up the gong, so that's an opportunity for golfers to pay $5 with a chance to hit that gong and go straight to the green. It saves on their stroke. Yeah, we also have Joel. Yeah, it's a fun game. We also have Joel Hensley and Sarah Mintz, and they run our Plinko hole game. So golfers pay a $5, or you get your golden ticket, so you already got that. But golfers pay $5 to drop that Plinko chip, and there's 8 different prizes that include possibilities of going further down the green, or even directly to the hole, or maybe they win a $1 lotto ticket, which is a really cool prize to win because you could win more than that.
All right, awesome! It all sounds so fun, and probably too late to get a team together, huh?
We are at 35 teams. I feel like that's, one more team might be able to squeeze in.
Hey, bring your checkbook. We'll get you in. Come on over tomorrow. Let's get it done. Anyway, congratulations. This is a very successful golf outing, and I love the creativity.
Yeah.
Anybody pay $5 to get on the greens. That's an easy one there. That's awesome. So fun. Vanessa Duncan, how can people find Special Olympics Illinois?
Our best way is to search Special Olympics Illinois Region I, our Facebook page, or you can go to our website at soill.org.
Hey, hope it goes really well. Weather holds. The golf course, by the way, I was there yesterday. Is gorgeous.
Yeah, Mike Wallner's great.
Yeah, he's a super guy, and they've got the course in great shape. It'll be fun to play. I hope it goes well. Hope you make $1 zillion.
Well, thank you so much, Stevie Jay and Diane. I appreciate all you guys' support, and you have a wonderful day.
You as well. Vanessa Duncan.
Cash prizes for some of the winners. There's also gift certificates handed out. It's a lot of fun.
It's 8:30.
See the showroom top designer shop. Flooring Surface is your first stop. Amazing selection, price, and style on hardwoods, laminates, carpet, and tile. Low prices on high fashion. Step up the flooring that gets a wow reaction. See the showroom top designer shop. Flooring Surface is your first stop. Flooring Surface is your first stop.
Flooring Surfaces now offers beautiful window fashions. Our interior design team will custom fit shade, shutters, and blinds to any size opening. Visit the showroom to see the latest fashions from Graber and Hunter Douglas, or request an in-home consultation. Whether it's floors or windows, Flooring Surfaces has you covered. See us today at 401 Mercury Drive in Champaign.
See the showroom top designer shop. Flooring Surface is your first stop. Flooring Surface is your first stop.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Lillian Wu. It could be the biggest U.S.-Russia prisoner swap since the Cold War.
Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich and former U.S. Marine Paul Whelan are understood to have been released by Russia. Both were convicted of espionage charges they and the U.S. government strongly denied. Now, a large-scale prisoner swap is underway. Details are scarce, and neither government is commenting on the record. But negotiations on this deal have been going on for some time.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. And the number of Americans applying for first-time jobless help rose to the highest level in nearly a year. It was 249,000. But details of the report show they may not be that alarming. It's part of the increase tied to an annual auto plant shutdown. This is a Fox News alert.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois updating child labor regulations in the state. The governor signed the child labor law, which repeals the existing statute, replacing it with a modern framework. The measure sets standards for working conditions for children ages 15 and younger, including limiting hours of work and updating the list of jobs that minors can't hold. A man accused of threatening a woman with a gun in Urbana. Police say officers called out July 24th to the 800 block of Oakland Avenue for domestic disturbance. Victim reporting she was threatened by an offender with a weapon. Officers arresting the man on charges of unlawful use of a weapon by a felon and aggravated assault. An Eastern Illinois University alumna is celebrating after winning a historic Olympic medal. Class of 2012 graduate Lauren Doyle is a co-captain of the U.S. women's rugby team, which won the bronze against Australia at the Paris Olympics. It marks the team's first ever Olympic medal. Doyle grew up in Macon playing sports before joining the women's rugby team at EIU. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
If you're looking for a great job, Spring Green is looking for you. Full-time, benefits and overtime, outside all day, work independently. How about full health insurance and a chance at matching funds for your 401k? Yes, Spring Green, your neighborhood lawn care team, serving all over Central Illinois. It's a great job, and if you're interested, connect with S. Imke, S-I-M-M-K-E at spring-green.net. S-Imke at spring-green.net. If you're thinking about selling your home or buying a home, it's important that you work with a real estate agent that will listen to you and can help you throughout the process. That's exactly what will happen when you work with Nate Evans and his team from the Nate Evans Group. Cynthia recently worked with Nate and said that her experience was great and that Nate is very knowledgeable and resourceful and never pushy.
Really, in less than a minute, without talking to an agent, you can find out what your home is worth in today's market. As you visit NateEvansGroup.com and click on Get Home Value. Then if you're thinking about the next chapter and locking in, you talk to the only agent I would call if I needed to sell my home. It's Nate Evans, and dial 217-239-7113. A friend you can trust in the business has the experience. So does his agents. Just do an online search of Nate Evans Group and start packing.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow right here in Champaign-Urbana can switch you over so you can start saving today. Kurt and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. It's easy to switch and save. Just give them a call when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Jesse with Lands Underground Solutions. Did you know we specialize in underground sewer, water, and drainage pipes? We install and repair the water lines coming in your house or building and the sewer and septic lines leaving your house. From water lines, sewer lines, or drain lines, or even your septic system, Lands Underground has the solution for your problem. Residential, commercial, and industrial, Lands Underground has a solution for you. Lands Underground Solutions. Why call anyone else?
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana is Saturday next in a string of these weak disturbances traversing a boundary separating a little more typical air for the time of year, but plenty of high humidity here on northward. And that heat wave weather pattern lurking none too far south and southwest from St. Louis back into the central and southern plains. None of that real tough stuff coming our way, nor the showers and thunderstorms of this morning. A little more garden variety. They'll take a break late morning, early afternoon, come back late afternoon and evening time, but in scattered fashion, turning partly sunny up to about 87. That's manageable, but humidity stays high. Light southwest wind, couple of fog patches around this morning as well early on. Warm and humid tonight, couple of showers and thunderstorms in spots early and again after midnight, down to 70 for the low tomorrow. Not quite as warm, still humid. Couple of more showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm both morning and afternoon. Cloudiness and high up to 81, but the sun returns. Humidity comes down, 88 Saturday, 87 Sunday, 88 Monday, shower chance Tuesday. Slightly cooler, drier air for the middle and late parts of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
And now, a brand new show called Smoke, where we help you with your grill and making the best meat ever. With award-winning competition pitmaster Tim Onstadt. Smoke in Tim's Grill. He's the best brisket maker ever. Smoke in Tim's Grill. And now award-winning competition pitmaster Tim Onstadt. What a treat. In studio today, yes. Tim, who is the best brisket maker. Well, let me check. Yep, number one on Stevie J brisket. I've got the rankings. You can't argue with fact.
You're good for our soul, Stevie.
No, you're great at what you do. So you got something coming up in Madison, Indiana. When is that?
That is 2 weeks from this weekend. We got the Madison River Fest.
You guys put football helmets on and then slap each other in the head? Anything like that?
Yeah.
No, we do throw things at one another.
Okay. You and Donna?
Yes.
I'm telling you, you guys get after it. I wanted to ask you about your grill because, of course, not me, but some people really let that build up. Of course, that's me.
On like cleaning it?
Yeah, cleaning it.
How often do we
and you
do
said
it?
don't use the wire scraper thingy because that can get on a hot dog and you don't want that.
Yeah,
so.
you can kill somebody that way.
Man.
But it's the middle of the season and good time to get all that crud off. Nobody cleans their grill right after they're cooking because they want to eat and party with their friends.
Yep, it's true.
And grills and smokers, they get built up. You want to get that all cleaned off. If you've got some rust on it, you'll want to get the Evapo Rust and get that off. We use Easy Off Oven Cleaner. They have a grill and smoker edition that's really good. Gets all that crud off and makes it real easy.
Is that a hardware store? Is it a rural store? Is it a
Ace Hardware has it for under $10.
Okay, so it's Easy Off Grill.
Easy Off for grill.
Okay,
and
I spray it and let it sit.
Yep, let it sit for about 5 minutes, and you might want to wipe it down a little bit. Again, use crumpled up aluminum foil.
Crumpled up aluminum foil.
Yeah, it makes a lot of little sharp edges and takes that stuff right off and doesn't leave any sharp things to get in somebody's
How long
throat.
do I spray it on and let it sit?
I think directions are on the can. I think about five minutes.
Really? Fast?
I mean, we don't follow directions very well. I don't ever read them.
But your grill is like, wow, you clean that thing after every. I mean, how do you have the energy when you're done at a fierce competition to just be so meticulous?
Well, we've got 3 big smokers and probably 11 or 12 grills or smokers at home. It's we do it. Honestly, I do it before I cook most of the time. So we'll smoke a contest and then put the smoker away, get the ashes out, get the hot coals out that may be left, and then when we get to the next place, we'll
open it all up and get it all cleaned up.
When you have your TV show, you can hire somebody to do that. So there's that.
I thought I heard somebody last week. My son showed up. He didn't want to clean anything, but he did trim some meat, and we had a good time.
Excellent.
Yeah. All right. It's Tim Onstott. We love talking about the grill and smoking, and he's terrific. And you never were. I mean, you kind of learned this later in life, didn't you? I mean.
Yeah, we found my passion at 52. So,
I see.
But
yeah. Why do you love it so much?
I think it's just a fun challenge. We do it old school. A lot of guys cook on cans, hot and fast on garbage can type smokers, and that's kind of the end thing. We have offset smoke stick burners that we use the wood and control the fire, and it's just a competitive challenge, and we kind of fell into it and like what we do. And the great thing is, when we're cooking for people, friends, family, or an event, we're cooking how we want it and how they want it. That's fun. Cooking for the judges in a contest is cooking precise, by the book, and cooking for those judges, and that's hard to do.
If it was easy, you wouldn't like it. I mean, I think the fact that, you talk about, I was at 216 on my Tampa, should have been 212. Oh, come on. Wow. That's so, what? I just happy the flame's going, and you're talking about 212.
Well, it used to be that way until we found out it was critical. So then that's part of the learning curve.
That's right. Anyway, always great to chat. How is everything at Dedicated Diesel and Dixie Chopper?
Well, Dedicated Diesel is going great guns. We've actually about a couple of weeks ago, Donna put in an order for some new machines. We got some great fall deals. We've sold most of the inventory, and so we got in a new shipment. We've got new classics, Blackhawks, Excaliburs, Eagles, Z2, and the new Falcon. That is a nice mower.
So when people try it and get on it, I bet the higher percentage buys them, probably feeling the handling and everything?
Yeah, it's hard to go back to something else once you've driven a Dixie Chopper. And that Falcon seat is the most comfortable mower seat I've ever been on. It is incredible.
Well, that's smart. I mean, to make a great seat is actually very smart because you're on a darn thing.
Yeah, well, with a Dixie Chopper, you're not on very long. I mean, it cuts in a hurry. The Falcon, we've got a great deal on that for $7,000. The introductory price is $9,000 on it, and we're going to get rid of them as fast as we can.
Well, if I were in the commercial lawn mowing business, I would be visiting you today. Because,
well, that's a 60-inch deck on that Falcon, so you can do residential, commercial, cut a lot of lawn with that.
Plus, they can go 45 miles an hour.
No, you can't quite go that fast. They'll mow 8, 9, 10 miles an hour.
That's really fast.
That is fast for a yard.
And getting right in there when it comes to turning the corners or going around the trees.
So you can do a lot of trimming with the mower.
Well, what happens is your wife ends up planting more plants for you to mow around when she finds out that it doesn't take as long to go around them.
More of an obstacle course.
Yes.
I accept the challenge, says Tim Onstott.
Yep, yard furniture.
Yeah. So what is it like when you go really fast? If you go 10 miles an hour, do you ever like, this is too fast?
Well, sometimes when it gets bumpy.
Yeah, I bet so. Yeah. Okay, and Gale Frericks Trucking, you got fall coming up. Be some harvesting going on next month or two.
Yep, great deal for guys that want to haul some grain and be home. We've got a few positions for that. We've got some regional guys, and really wanted to stress this morning how our pay program works. We pay on percentage so that drivers get a true value for the job on what they're doing, because they're getting paid a percentage of the gross revenue on the loads. So that's a really strong thing for a driver if they know that they're getting a value for their job.
Well, they'll like how they're treated at Gale Frericks Trucking.
Oh, yeah.
It's family.
Yep, it is. And we got guys that right now coming up back to school, and we got some drivers that have some special needs kids, and they want to be home for their back to school time, and Donna's making that happen. She does an incredible job at getting guys home when they need it for what they want to do. Plus, they're home every weekend. So,
okay, my friend Tim Onstott, how can people inquire about not only Dixie Choppers but how to jump on and be part of the team at Gale Frericks Trucking?
Oh, it's real easy. Just email me at timo@gftlog.com. Or call me at 765-793-7131. You can get Andy at 217-328-0562 for your Dixie choppers, or I can hook you up and get you in touch with him too.
I just thought of something. Nathaniel was talking about hippo meat and how a long time ago that they were thinking about bringing in hippos to
meat
America.
shortage in 1910, so some guy had the Hippopotamus Act.
Yeah, I heard that on the flight up here this morning. And I've never cooked or never seen hippo cooked. About as exotic as I've seen, and I'd like to try someday is alligator. But that would be an interesting cook. I would think you'd have a lot of drippings.
Right.
It'd be a greasy mess.
Yeah.
Call it lake bacon, whatever that is. I don't know if I want any. Anyway, that's a part of American history. Somebody proposed the Hippopotamus Act of 1910. All right, Tim, always a pleasure, my friend. Great to see you in studio in downtown Philo, Illinois. And can't wait to hear about Madison, Indiana, and the big smoke-off.
Yeah, good luck in the competition.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about it next week. We've got the meat ordered. Everything's going good. We're getting ready. So.
All right, my friend. Good to see you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Tim Onstadt, Gale Frericks Trucking, Dedicated Diesel, ESPN 93.5. Stevie J here. With Nate Evans of eXp Realty, you'll always get a stress-free sale for the most money.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to the NateEvansGroup.com.
Do you need some extra cash? Are you getting the back-to-school blues with upcoming expenses? A special census is coming to campus residents around the University of Illinois. Make $18.83 an hour. Field representatives are needed August through November with Urbana's partial special census. Make $18.83 an hour. Visit usajobs.gov/jobs and look for the city of Urbana. Call 217-328-8264 for details. Or visit census.gov/communityjobs.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. Here's my price. And you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first or you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com. Let's check your sports headlines. Diane Ducey.
St. Louis Cardinals and the Chicago Cubs with the contest starting at 7:05. You'll hear that action here on ESPN 93.5 or across the hallway at Stevie Jay Broadcasting on US 105.9. We'll have Sonny Gray pitching for the Cardinals and Shoto Imanaga for the Chicago Cubs. Cubs over Cincinnati 13-4 yesterday, a season high in runs and hits. And the St. Louis Cardinals beat the Texas Rangers 10-1 with great games from both of our local favorites. Kansas City over the Chicago White Sox 10-3. I believe the White Sox have now had 17 losses in a row. Let's see how it comes out against Minnesota tonight with a 7-10 start. Team USA in basketball beating South Sudan. That final was 103-86. And now they'll move on to the quarterfinals. Also trending, Katie Ledecky's gold. That's her 8th one. I believe 12 medals.
She's next to Michael Phelps, an
Right.
all-time best swimmer, without a doubt.
And she's 27. We talked to Will Barker in case you'd like to podcast that. StevieJay.com, local swim coach with the YMCA, and has coached
two Olympians.
Tyler
McGill. Tyler McGill and now and Angela Cole.
There we go. USA topping the medal list with 31. France is next with 26, and China has 21. So go Team America.
You betcha. ESPN 93.5. It is 8:49.
Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club?
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and...
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Rieken, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Big Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Van Neves Saturday, next in a string of these weak disturbances, traversing a boundary separating a little more typical air for the time of year, but plenty of high humidity here on northward. And that heat wave weather pattern lurking none too far south and southwest from St. Louis back into the central and southern plains. None of that real tough stuff coming our way, nor the showers and thunderstorms of this morning. A little more garden variety. They'll take a break late morning, early afternoon, come back late afternoon and evening time, but in scattered fashion, turning partly sunny up to about 87. That's manageable. The humidity stays high. Light southwest wind, couple of fog patches around this morning as well early on. Warm and humid tonight, couple of showers and thunderstorms in spots early and again after midnight, down to 70 for the low tomorrow. Not quite as warm, still humid. Couple of more showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm both morning and afternoon. Cloudiness and high up to 81, but the sun returns. Humidity comes down. 88 Saturday, 87 Sunday, 88 Monday, shower chance Tuesday. Slightly cooler, drier air for the middle and late parts of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Peter Olchis, Greg Soltgay.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
BMW, Buick, GMC, Honda, and Subaru. Welcome to Sarah Champagne. We can handle all your car repairs on site, including paintless dent repair, bumpers, windshields, everything in between. We have an amazing selection of new or pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Shop from home and buy online or reserve your vehicle before it hits our website or dealership. Sarah Champagne is home of the Sarah One Price Promise, delivering an honest and transparent buying experience. Hurry in or shop online at sarahchampagne.com.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is not a one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is that we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
All right, 8:53. Let's see. We got Chicago Bears radio.
Yes, we do.
It's going to be on Q96.1 if you want to listen to the Bears tonight.
Yes, in Canton, Ohio for the Hall of Fame game against the Houston Texans.
Okay, and of course, when we pick up a franchise, they generally win a world championship.
Absolutely.
So, did with the Cubs. We did that with the Cardinals in 11. And so can the Chicago Bears possibly win a Super Bowl? Maybe.
There you go.
Okay.
I
anyway,
like the way you're thinking.
Tonight is Q96.
Is it Caleb Williams?
Yeah, Caleb Williams. I think he'll take some snaps, won't he? I don't know. This is like a super ultra kind of exhibition. It's Canton Pro Football Hall of Fame, kind of kicks off the whole preseason. And then we'll be into the real stuff in a month. And here's hoping the Bears are good this year on Q96, 7 o'clock tonight. If you want to tune over to Q96, you can hear the Bears radio and Jeff Joniak. Okay, that's
now
it.
that it's August 1st, we're talking Illinois and EIU, and that game is Thursday, August 29th.
28 days away.
8 p.m.
28.
Wow.
8 p.m.
I know.
School night. All right. That will be the only game on TV in America.
I think so.
That's why they did it. All right. And Eastern's fired up. This will be their Super Bowl of Super Bowls.
Absolutely. Man. Go Illini.
Thank you, Diane.
Enjoy the day.
That's Diane Ducey. I am Stevie Jay. Thanks for listening. Talk to you tomorrow. Have a great August 1, Thursday.
Rising costs of goods, unpredictable weather, and seasonal depression got you feeling down? Let Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing brighten your winter blues. Dogtown is offering $1,000 off any Bradford Whitewater heater, Rinnai tankless water heater, or Bosch mini split unit when you buy a Lennox home comfort system. No gimmicks, no hidden fees, just $1,000 in savings when you call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, 217-841-4728. Offering 0% financing options for qualifying applicants. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club.
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and...
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Rieken, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Attention drivers. When it comes to your car, trust matters. That's why savvy drivers choose PDR Automotive for top-notch service and unbeatable quality. From routine maintenance to complex repairs, their team of expert technicians has the skill and experience to keep your vehicle running smoothly. At PDR Automotive, customer satisfaction is their priority, and they won't rest until your car is back on the road performing at its best. Visit PDR Automotive in Urbana today, family owned and operated for more than 50 years. They're what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
If you're looking for a great job, Spring Green is looking for you. Full-time, benefits and overtime, outside all day, work independently. How about full health insurance and a chance at matching funds for your 401k? Yes, Spring Green, your neighborhood lawn care team, serving all over Central Illinois. It's a great job, and if you're interested, connect with S. Imke, S-I-M-M-K-E at spring-green.net. S-Imke at spring-green.net.
Jesse with Land's Underground Solutions here. Hey, we come across customers every single day that they've had one or two, maybe three companies there and have been told their sewer line or drain line's broke. The homeowner's getting ready to spend money, and then they call us, we show up, we stick a camera in the line, and we're able to show them the inside of the pipe, what the problem really is. Then we can offer you solutions to deal with this, and now you are in control of this decision. That is Land's Drain Cleaning and Underground Solutions' mission. Provide good, honest, upfront solutions to customers and let them make the decision.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Racing, racing, racing. Friday Night Lights at Farmer City Raceway is a blast. Only $15 admission and kids 12 and under are free. Make arrangements to get your RV and reserve a place to camp. This Friday, August 2nd, it'll be the 10th annual Pro Mod What Up Dog 4